Previously on Triple Rush. Breakaway rookie Scott had another tough day on the street.
This is the part of the day where I start wanting to go home really bad.
While Janessa made a move to kickstart her future.
I've always wanted to be a midwife. I want to do this program, and I think now it's like actually the right time.
And quick track veteran Greg Ugaldi discussed his artistic dreams.
When I'm not messengering, I pursue my hobby. This is my masterpiece. You know, it's tough to be an artist and a bike messenger. I want to do both.
And tonight, messengers find themselves at a crossroads.
I want to eat next week so I can live, you know, and not die.
As Greg learns his dreams might actually pay off.
How would you feel about doing a mural?
No, I want to do this.
While at Mess Collective, miscommunication can cost the company a major client.
We don't have anything here that's supposed to be gone on if you want.
And one of its writers.
All right, thank you.
And Scott's luck goes from bad
Your commission dipped below minimum wage?
What?
to worse.
Would you like to at least sign for the package, please?
You. It's getting bad, man.
In New York City, if you need to get a package from point A to point B fast, you have only one choice. Bike messenger. At 42 years old, quick track veteran Greg Ugaldi is beginning to wonder how much longer he can keep up this grueling pace.
Gotta wait your turn. It's freezing cold and I'm sweating. It's a job, you can't overdress.
I wouldn't mind giving up messengering. It's so physically demanding, it's not something you could do forever. At a certain point, your body's gonna break down, and it would be nice to have something else to fall back on.
Sometimes I wonder how am I gonna do this for 25 more years.
If I'm hurt and I'm out, quick track goes on, I have no share in the profits, I have no stake in it.
You gotta look at it one day at a time. Can't look at the bigger picture. It's too depressing.
To be a career is really something to strive for. There's plenty of messengers who do other things and no longer messenger.
When I reach retirement age and I pull Social Security, I can slow down a little. That's about it.
As a hunter and gatherer, I could probably support my needs in 4 hours. If the planet was still virgin. But as it is, we live in communities and societies, so you have to find a niche. I don't want $1 million, I don't want a car, I don't want a house. I don't accumulate things. It's not what I want. I just want to live.
Wait, I gotta call these idiots and get more.
Hello.
I got a 1372 Broadway to maintain West 34, drop, pick, and call.
Drop, pick, and call. So that's interesting. So I'm on 29th. He gives me a pickup on 35th, but my drop-off is on 23rd. He wants me to drop it off, then pick up. That means it's slow. But that's how we spend our time, always wondering. We don't really know. We don't have really like the inside information. And so we're always nervous. If I don't get my 20 runs, I got problems, you know? I want to eat next week so I can live, you know, and not die.
I started drawing when I was really, really young. But had I stayed in school and studied and practiced and paint all the time, I could perhaps have masterful technique, but I would have no subject matter because you have no life experiences. And what I really wanted was to feel. I wanted to suffer, and I did. You don't really think that you're ever going to make money painting, and I never did, and I never saw how one would really lead to the other. I don't know, if I had that dream, I probably would have, you know, followed that path a little closer.
Here's my drop-off.
Who wants to be a bike messenger? Why would you want that?
Where the am I going? Got good news and bad news. Instead of 119, it was 116. That's not the right building. The bad news is that's not the right building. Oh. But it's not far. It's right here, across the street. That's my dyslexia acting up again. I should not have eaten all those pink chips when I was younger.
I want to have a roof over my head, and I want to have food, and I get very little time for myself for that sacrifice. For that hard labor, I get very little.
Having applied to midwife school, breakaway courier Janessa has already made the bittersweet decision to leave bike messengering behind.
I'm a bike messenger for the freedom. I don't do it for the speed or for the money. I'm a bike messenger for the camaraderie, and New York City is a great office. You know, I definitely have a lot of hopes and dreams that I still want to fulfill, and I can't really do those while I'm a bike messenger. So even though I love the job, I think that I will have to move on soon. I've always wanted to be a midwife since I was 16. I want to do this program, and I think now it's like actually the right time. It will be quite the change from being a bike messenger. I have like a little bit of anxiety about getting into midwife school. I think it's because I've been thinking about midwife school so much and talking about it more now that I had a dream last night that I delivered my own baby.
Where are you?
I'm at 21st and 6th.
Copy.
Are you headed up or down?
I'm headed up. I'm going up.
Okay, copy. Just checking.
I got a 33 Green Street on a 250 Park South.
Grab that and drop it, and I'll see what else I can pop you.
Okay, bye.
Her first run of the day is a double rush, meaning Janessa has only 30 minutes to reach her destination.
So I'm nervous, but I'm hopeful, and I also like kind of feel like it's the right time too. Oh, hi, buddy. Thank you. Like I've always sort of had these like intuitions about my life and when I should be doing something, and I think that this is the right time. It will probably come together in some way.
Janessa's excitement about a future beyond messengering is equally matched by Quick Track legend Nick's enthusiasm for the job and the city.
Come on, Bob. I can't go get this package until you tell me where it is.
Hello. Hey, Bob, there you are. Pick this up. Picking up at 200 Central Park South. It's a triple rush to 250 West 57.
You got it, Bob.
Drop, pick, call.
Central Park South. That's not bad. All right, off we go. Yes, I can. Oh!
Best part of New York, the variety, I guess. There's so much everywhere. And it's really flat.
Hey, coming through, yay.
Triple Rush is where it's at. It's money, it's speed. Yeah, it's fun.
Oh!
Yeah, my heart starts to race a little bit more once I get those. But it depends on how far they're going, too. If it's only like a couple of blocks, you don't have to worry so much. You can take your time with it. But if it's like tip of Manhattan to all the way up to like 59th Street, then you gotta really hustle.
Come through. Right behind you. Automatic doors, this is the future. Let's see how much more playtime I can get in.
If I could have all triple rushes, that would be ideal, because I like the long runs. I like to ride very far and really fast.
Excuse me, ladies.
That's where a lot of the fun of the job is, but can't all be triples.
Uh-huh. Oh.
It doesn't matter. Days like today are the ones that I live for.
Nick may be burning up the streets downtown, but over in the East Village, Mass Collective's day is off to a much slower start.
You had biscuits by Lamb Chop.
72nd Street.
Nice. This sounds like it's a text for you. This is for you, Heather.
Why?
Fragile, keep top side up, do not open.
Just got a new client. I'm not quite sure how they heard of us. Biscuits by Lamb Chop. They're down at 264
Broom.
Going all the way up to 72nd. So it has to be done by 11:30.
So if you do that, make sure you ask them how they heard of us.
Bye.
Heather leaves the East Village a few minutes after 11, giving her a half hour to make the pickup and deliver it all the way to the Upper East Side.
The hardest part about working with Mess Collective is probably the uncertainty. We're doing a good job of supporting ourselves, but there are still no guarantees in this industry. Mess Collective gets pretty slow. We don't have that much work. And you know, you can try to save money, but I mean, we're not making that much more than what we need to live on. Hi, I'm Heather. Hi, Heather. Nice to meet you. How'd you hear of Mess Collective?
Through a couple of friends, actually.
Oh, cool.
To be there, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
I'm doing this job because I want to. So when the worry comes, it's going to be slow, I know that I can do something else. I'm 26. Like, this is not going to be my last career. I will do other things and trying to put my best into it now. Hello.
You got here fast. I just called.
Well,
you guys are good.
Thanks.
You are good. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
They're
Thank
safe?
you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate it. Tell them bless you. Thank you so much. You saved my life.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye,
thank
Jane.
It's not just a job. It's a way of life.
As veteran messengers hope, pray, and wonder about the road ahead, Rookie Scott meets with Andrew to discuss his ownership and future at Breakaway.
Hey, Scott. How's it going?
What's up?
So quickly, we've actually had to give you money for minimum wage.
You did?
Yeah, look at that. When you see SMWL, that means that your commission dipped below minimum wage.
What?
Yeah, it's true. So you can look at the printout. It details everything about how that happened. If your commission dips below the minimum wage, we put money in your check to bring you up to wage standards, so we're in compliance with the law. To do something this hard, you need to make 10, 12, 15 bucks an hour to make it worth your while.
I can't survive on that.
You need to know where you're at,
I'm
so
concerned.
you can make your own judgments.
Yeah, I'm concerned as hell, because, like, I have bills that I need to pay this week that aren't going to get paid now.
Time management.
I'm not here.
The conversation I had with Andy today really made me reflect on things. I love the job. It's great. It's one of the most exciting things I've ever done in my life, but
I'm pretty pissed. Just not really worth it for this amount of money.
I'm kind of, like, stressed right now, so...
Probably gonna have to, like, call my parents and beg them for money or something stupid.
I'm definitely frustrated. I'm not going to be able to pay any bills this week. My car insurance is already getting canceled, so... What's that?
Coming up.
Nebraska is in. From day one, I knew that kid had it in him. That's not none of these slouches.
If we lost SoulCycle as a client, it would mean that we were doing something really wrong. That would be a sign of bad things for Mess Collective.
What's wrong with you? I told you to stand in the elevator. Wait for me to bring you up.
Ma'am, I thought I was supposed to wait in the lobby. I don't even know what you're talking about right
You know
now.
what? Tell me what you're
Would you like to at least sign for the package, please?
You.
After the brutal shock of his terrible paycheck, Breakaway rookie Scott is just trying to make it through another day.
I've been sick forever. I haven't had time to go to the clinic. I haven't had time to do anything because I can't like take a sick day. Like if I don't work, I don't make any money. So like, I'm kind of like screwed.
Right now, I'm pretty pissed because my check from Andy is pretty lousy.
And my Achilles tendon is all messed up. My knees are starting to hurt already. Is this 120? You just like can't be a about things, you know? Like if you're sick, you just have to suck it up. Or like maybe if you're one of those bike messengers that makes enough money where you can take a day off, that's cool. But I'm not.
Hello?
Breakaway Couriers, I have a package.
You have to stand in the elevator and wait for me to bring you up.
Okay, I'll wait. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no money. My level of frustration right now is pretty much at the highest it can possibly be.
What the is wrong with you? I told you to stand in the elevator. Wait for me to bring you up.
Ma'am, I thought I was supposed to wait in the lobby. I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Are you stupid?
Ma'am, there's absolutely no reason for you to act like this to me right now.
I told you that I'd press the button and I'd get you up in the elevator.
Please,
you know what?
calm
Tell me
down.
what your name is. What's your name? Tell me. What's your name?
My name's Scott. I work for Breakaway Couriers. My number is 5601.
I'm going to call your supervisor right now.
Would you like to at least sign for the package, please?
You.
What pain in the ass. Yeah, I'm leaving.
Later that afternoon, a slow day and a message from IES sends Heather back across Manhattan for a single pickup.
Okay, cool. We'll be there soon.
It's another rush job, and Heather has less than half an hour to make a pickup at SoulCycle's uptown location.
That dude just yelled at me to get on the sidewalk. He don't know the rules. This is it. Hi. How's it going? Good, how are you? Good. You guys have something going down to 103 Warren?
What is it, you know?
I'm not sure. IES said that Patricia called something in.
We don't have anything here that's supposed to be going to 103 Warren. Yeah.
I mean, they just ordered it as a 3-hour service, so I guess there was just some mix-up. Somebody had called IES to let him know that they had a run going down to 103 Warren, so I guess there was just a mix-up. This is Heather from Mess Collective calling for Trisha. Do you guys have something going down to 103 Warren? Is there anybody else there that might know about it? The guy there didn't even know Trisha, so basically the run was canceled. All right, thank you.
If we lost SoulCycle as a client, it would mean that we were doing something really wrong. We would probably be losing other clients too. That would be a sign of bad things for Mess Collective.
At the Quick Track offices, Greg Ugaldi is ready to head home for the day. But first, he needs to have a talk with the boss.
Hey, Greg.
Yo?
Let me talk to you real quick.
Yeah.
Nothing bad. It's good stuff. Come, just, kick
I
it with
swear
you.
I delivered all those packages. I did not throw them in the garbage.
Nothing bad. Why does everybody think every time I ask him a question, it's something bad? How would you feel about doing a mural? I know I asked you a while back about it, right? How would
On the
you feel?
wall?
Yeah, the wall.
For real?
Seriously. Over the years, I've seen Greg's work. He's got great work, so I'm gonna try to get him to do it. I don't want work. I want good work. I don't want you to rush it. I don't want you to be not happy with what you're putting
to
up.
even give you a price, because I don't know exactly how much time it will take. I had never done a mural. I've never successfully completed a mural at all.
So this is the
I told you, it's
perfect
like
time
on
to
my
try
kid.
it. Perfect time to try it. Whatever you need, we'll make happen.
Don't think I'm not going to do it, though. No, I want to do this. All right. So, yo, thanks, and
For
we'll
sure.
talk more. We'll talk more.
All right.
That's the
Let's
last
do it
for
like
me
that.
to absorb right now.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
That's great news. I'm excited because, you know, who knows what it could lead to. It's good news, but then it tortures me too in the end. Because now I actually have to paint the damn thing. If they see I actually want to do it, they might lower the price up.
At Breakaway, the afternoon is about to get a little hectic as a problem out in the field causes blowback at headquarters.
This day's getting bad, man. Getting bad quick.
Scott, signature.
All right, dude, I got a serious problem here. This lady that I just had to get this package to
Just came down and was totally freaking out for like no reason at all.
Good morning, Breakaway. This is Sheikh. What is your account number?
While Wild Bill deals with a frantic Scott, Chick gets a call from the irate client.
And I got there at 11:30 on the dot, and the lady told me on the intercom to wait in the lobby because the elevator doesn't go to her apartment or something.
Oh, calm down. Did you get a signature?
In order for me to help you, I still need some more information.
No, I didn't get the signature, man. She started freaking out on me and yelling at me.
So she didn't even sign for it?
No, dude, she left. I still have the package and everything.
I am listening.
She's like the biggest ever.
Please don't scream.
I'm trying to, man. I don't know what to do. This has been like the
What's
worst
up?
day of my life.
Please don't scream. Please don't scream.
Hi. Who was doing the Maharam to West 30th Street?
That was Scott.
Our package needs to come back here. I had this lady on the phone for the past 10 minutes. She was explaining the situation to me. She's on crutches. She can't walk. She had told Scott to wait in the elevator. She was going to activate the elevator so he could come up. He didn't. He stood there in the lobby waiting for that lady to come downstairs. She couldn't. She was hysterical. But because I did not raise my voice or I wasn't frustrated, she calmed down eventually, but she was hysterical. She's gonna be back at her place at 4. So that package needs to be delivered.
Scott, Right after me.
This is the bull pisses me off.
We cannot charge the customer twice, so only one person is going to be paid for it, and that is the person that delivers the package. Scott was unable to deliver the package, so I can't pay him.
He's got personal things on his chest, and it's getting to him. I said, dude, never come to work angry.
This is the part about being a bike messenger. Because even if you're in a bad mood, you can't go home. Look at this idiot.
Over at Breakaway, one disgruntled rider drags himself in off the road for a face-to-face with his dispatcher.
Because she's psycho.
Because she's on crutches.
She ain't on no crutches. She did not have a crutch.
Well,
she had a little cane. She was like, you know what? You. And I was like, what? One of the first deliveries I take of the day, it's like some crazy freaking nut job ripping my head off for no reason at all and telling me to off and swearing at me and yelling at me, being completely rude to me.
Guess who's gonna deliver that package later?
Me?
You're looking at him.
You?
Yeah, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. I know how to deal with people.
What the hell, man? I don't know. I think she might have had some mental issues or something like that. Anyway.
All right. Yeah. Please calm down, Scott. Don't get all panicky. No, you tend to get a little panicky.
Basically, at that point, the day was over for me. That was when I really started thinking hard. I was like, I don't know if I want to deal with this.
Scott may have his doubts about a career as a bike messenger, but quick track rookie Dylan is thriving on the job.
307, 7,000.
077.
I usually ride in the cold weather like every year, but it just sucks all around. You have to wear more, your hands get cold, you just can't feel anything.
Can't have fun days every day.
Get the out of the way.
The first 2 months have been good, apart from the day I lost my manifest. I can find my manifest. All the logs with the signatures for the packages I delivered. I had it my last time I dropped off. Really bad, Rocket's gonna be mad. I think I'm getting the hang of it. It's been about 2 months, so I think I'll make it. Just knocked on his window. I don't think they like that very much. I guess probably one of these days I'll have to settle down and get a serious job, something with a 401k. But I'm happy now, so I think I'll stick with this for a while.
I think I'll be a bike messenger until I don't find it fun anymore, because that's really the whole point of doing it.
Nebraska is in. From day one, I knew that kid had it in him, man. All right? That's not none of these slouches that have been on the road for 10 years. This kid is from Nebraska, no experience. He's working really good. Right now, he's freezing his butt, though. Look at him. That guy got heart, man. You gotta have guts to do this job. I can't wait to see Nebraska in the summertime. I can't wait, because right now he's coming to work every day. He comes into work sick, and he does his work. And he's new to the city.
Gloves in his hands are still cold.
Now, use those, though. Use those. That's it. Yo, you got a lot of heart, kid. You're the best, Nebraska. I like that.
I think I've earned Rocket's respect, yeah. He knows I'm a hard worker and I can do what it takes to get the job done.
Does it get cold like this in Nebraska?
Oh, it's colder there.
Colder, right? Yeah, so you're used to this, right?
Bunch of snow. I'm not used to it. I don't like it.
You know what, Nebraska? This is your first winter. You make it through this winter, smooth sailing.
I'm gonna text you this.
Smooth sailing. How cold does it get in Nebraska? Cold, right? It's cold in Nebraska, right? Yeah. So, okay, right. Listen, I've never been to Nebraska. We have Nebraska working with us. I just want to make sure. So the coldness is not new to him.
After weeks on the road, Dylan's proven himself enough that he's earned the holy grail for rookie messengers, his own company phone.
I think I'm making a good impression at Quick Track. I think they're seeing that I can actually do it and get better and faster.
All right, basically, this is saying that you agree to use the phone for work purposes only. Always scroll all the way to the bottom of the message, because sometimes there's special instructions that you need to have. All you're doing is texting the name and the floor. That's it. It's timestamp. Do not text that you're having a problem. Do not text that you're waiting. Call. Done deal. Enjoy.
Cool. Just got my first phone from Quick Track, and should be good, so I don't have to yell over all the traffic and buses. The phone means a lot. It just means they think I'm gonna stick around.
While Dylan's building a future for himself at Quick Track, Janessa is about to find out there really is life after Breakaway.
So I just just found out that I'm accepted to midwife school, and I'm a little bit nervous because I sort of don't even know what life is going to be like to not be a bike messenger anymore.
10 book reports by the first day of class. That's gonna be a little reading before I have to go.
I feel like now is the time that I can actually do it and that I want to do it, and things are sort of coming together that way. So I'm pretty excited. Dad?
Yeah.
I got into midwife school.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really excited. I don't know. I think my parents will be happy to see me doing a less dangerous job, even though they're proud of me really being passionate about what I'm doing now. I can do it, right?
You can ride a bike around in Manhattan. I'm sure that you can do well with the school that you're going to.
Thanks, Dad. You know, being a bike messenger is something that not as many women do. My dad always told me, you can do anything a guy can do. And, I take that to heart. I love you. I'll talk to you soon, I guess.
Okay, love you too. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
While Janessa's school dreams are coming true, Navy SEAL is just trying to earn enough for a down payment on his own future.
Hello.
Hey, Jim, I need this.
Triple done. You just got to pick it up and pop it right out. It's
563 called by Terry Ann. Picking up at Coda.
9 East 47, 3rd floor.
Copy that.
It's going to Logan, 155 Worcester Street.
So you want me to pick this up and just knock it right out?
Correct. I want you to just grab it and go right to Worcester. I'll talk to you there.
You got it.
Thank you.
I got to pick up a triple rush from 9 East 47th Street going down to 155 Worcester. It's a triple rush, so we got to move. We got to move. You know what this is, right? This is another job picked up with the quickness by Quick Track. That's why everyone in New York City should use Quick Track messenger service. Because some of us have to go to college.
The next morning, Heather takes time off from Mess Collective for some long overdue FaceTime with her mother in upstate New York. And back in Manhattan, with Heather out of town, Aias holds down the fort for Mess Collective.
Sweet, I scored another run from there that I wasn't expecting. 23 East 4, then the East Village, Forsyth Street, then drop it off at 21st Street.
Aias is delivering a scary Mess Collective's pet name for the coveted triple rush.
So Heather's gone to see her mom. Eric's busy with a couple projects. So Mess Collective is me today, which gives me an opportunity to make some cash and see how well I can handle the stress working by myself. Definitely can handle it. Stop! Get off the bike, swimming pool! The lack of predictability is really what makes it difficult because you put in your days in the snow, in the bitter cold, you take your risks of playing in traffic all day. There's no guarantee that you're gonna have this pot of gold at the end of the day. I mean, that's the nature of the job. In a city that, is a dog-eat-dog world, we're gonna be the exception.
Breakaway headquarters, owner Robert Koch calls Andrew into his office to get the rundown on Scott's ugly client encounter.
Apparently he had some kind of confrontation with a client.
You didn't know that Scott had a confrontation with a client?
No, I didn't know that. This is the first time hearing it. So what was it?
All right, so he gets to some delivery point.
Yeah.
And he lays on the buzzer, and somehow one thing led to another. She came downstairs and said, F you to him, and I'm not signing for the package. So Scott took the package and brought it back to the office, and Bill went out and did it.
Personally?
Yeah.
And did he talk to her?
Yeah, Bill, that's what I like about Bill. He solved that problem without even letting us know. Company man. That's something that's changed over the years is more of our customers are medicated, so they're medicated. So when we get irrational reactions to a routine delivery, Buzz, I have a delivery, and you get a big FU on the other side.
Now that's New York through and through, though.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, yo, what the right? I mean, that's New York. So if you can't handle it from his end, because we're in the service industry, you've got to be able to let that roll off your shoulders all the time.
I guess it wasn't that big of a deal. So maybe we'll give him a pass on that.
Over in Brooklyn, Greg Ugaldi sketches the design for his recently commissioned Quick Track mural.
Today I'm breaking my general rule of not working on the weekdays because I got the mural commission at Quick Track. I'm gonna have to have actually a sketch or something to do. My concept is that I'm gonna have a guy on a bicycle. He's gonna have the Quick Track logo behind it, and the rider is gonna be wearing a mask, and he's gonna have packages in his bag, and I hope to put a snake or a dragon somewhere in there. To make it cool, you know? I'm sure that whatever I do, they're not gonna like it. They're gonna say, oh, I want you to change this and change that. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because I don't know how it's gonna work out. Hopefully, I'm gonna be a famous artist and my work will be wildly collectible. Everybody's gonna clamor for one. The money is gonna pile up so much. I'll be so independently wealthy. It would be so wonderful. I gotta get busy because I'm getting older. And it's my big chance.
With Greg off the road, it's up to Quick Track veterans like Nick Berry to pick up the slack.
I hate doing this in the wind. Whoop, whoop. Really, I'm doing this job because I know it well. I've been doing it for a long time. I can't really see myself like doing anything else at the moment. It is largely based upon freedom. Freedom of movement, freedom of ability. I just like to be outside. I like the alone time of riding around because it lets me be alone with my thoughts. Even if sometimes it is like, hey, you don't jump in front of me right now, I'm trying to ride a bike. Sometimes it's a little bit more profound than that. Snap, snap, snap. Picking up some shoes that are going to a store is a triple rush.
Hi, how are you?
Picking up some shoes.
Yeah, I have them right here. I'll put them in a bag.
Please, in a bag.
So my name is Sarah, and I work here at Found Future. This is New York. Everything's fast. Basically, this is the fashion capital of the world. Things are constantly going in and out, in and out.
Where am I going right now?
Okay, so you're gonna go to, the store is called Kate.
I think I'm at the point where I don't have to worry about the delivery time. I think that I will be fine no matter what. Don't mean to boast, but I'm a little fast.
And it's super important and urgent, so I'm hoping you can get it there as
Put them
soon
in
as
there right
possible.
now.
They're doing a photo shoot, so literally the models are there waiting for them.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a little ridiculous. I didn't even know that, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care. You too.
Today, we just had some shoes picked up. They had to go straight to Orchard Street. Hopefully they're getting them in time and we're not gonna get in trouble. There's no room for error here.
83 Orchard, right across town from here. Shouldn't be a problem. All I gotta do is just cut across the spring. I love this job, but it doesn't pay enough, and there's a lot of danger involved, and I don't think it's fair to the people that love me. Like, I can give them the little bit that I can every once in a while off of the money that I make, but it's not enough. I feel super guilty because I can't do anything for the people that I love. I want to be able to have financial security for my family. That's really all that really matters. How I get there, I don't know. I've never been really good at that, like planning out where I'm going to be. I love my family so much though because they're so supportive of me. And I'm trying really hard to be there for them and to do what I can for them. But I just wish I could do more. I owe my mother so much, and I would love to be able to give her everything that she wants. And we need to get out of that apartment. I couldn't live with myself if we had to stay there for the rest of at least my mother's life. I want to be able to give them so much. But I have so little to offer at the moment. And they can keep telling me that it's all right, but it's not to me. I am now on the precipice of something very dangerous. More dangerous than this job. An unknown future.
For most New Yorkers, it's just another cold day in Midtown. But for Janessa, it's the last run she'll ever take as a breakaway career.
I don't think I ever would have dreamed that I would be a bike messenger this long. I remember when I first got this bag, Bill made fun of me so much. He's like, Janessa, that bag's bigger than you.
420 East 79, triple rush to 109.6 East 57.
Grab that, drop it, and then go do the other 57th Street, all right, you scoundrel?
All right. Yo, mother, not going anywhere anyway. I think it's gonna be really different, you know, to be a midwife. It's gonna be like a total shift of mentality because right now it's like, oh, I kind of gotta be on the defensive. I'm doing like all this physical stuff. Yo, ow. That was fun. And one thing that I'm really excited about midwife school is I'm gonna be refocusing on like learning a skill and being like challenged more mentally. I think it's gonna be a big difference. Sorry. I'll be sad. I'll be, you know, I'll miss people. I'll miss, you know, my coworkers a lot. I'll miss like all the different people I see on the street every day. But I'm really excited because I feel like now is sort of the time to like finally pursue like this dream that I've had for so long.
But I think that like I wouldn't be the same person I am now if I wasn't a bike messenger. Once a bike messenger, always a bike messenger.
Whoopie. Hey.
Back in the city, after a visit with her mother, Heather finds an excuse to drop in on her friend Jonathan, owner of City Bikes.
I'm really enjoying my time messengering now, but I don't know if I'll want to do it for another, 2 years, another 5 years. I don't really know. Gonna like break on me or?
Eventually, but not right now.
Okay. I am looking to get involved in other things, and something that I've really enjoyed doing is leading bike tours. Remember when we talked about that, like leading the tours next summer? Do you still want to do that?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What will we call it? Bike tours. City Bikes tours.
Well, City Bikes tours.
I'll get my market research team on it.
Indeed.
Awesome. All right.
All right.
I wouldn't say that now I'm trying to transition into another career. I'm just trying to do something that I like, but do it on my own. Biking will always be a part of my life.
After hours at Quick Track, Greg Ugalde preps the canvas for his mural while his fellow riders provide moral support.
I'm a little worried that I've never successfully done a mural. What if I fail?
I'll be like Tom Sawyer. I get him to do the work and I charge.
I don't automatically know exactly what I'm doing. There's going to be like trial and error.
No, that's part of the design. That's fine.
I'll be doing it like in Macy's window in front of everybody who can come in and criticize and give it the evil eye.
Yo, Greg, let me see if you can paint my face. While it's still wet. Paint my face in white. Paint my face in white right there. And white, too. That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Painting sometimes goes through an ugly stage where you do it wrong and you know you have to do it over.
This is how Greg makes his ends meet right here. Look, Greg, he's the painter too. He's the handyman as well.
This can be embarrassing too. I'm shy. I don't like to have my artwork just plastered all over the place. So I'll actually paint in front of people.
Very respectable profession to paint. It pays a lot more than messenger.
Meanwhile, over in the Brooklyn neighborhood of Bed-Stuy, one rookie's tough week is about to go from bad to worse.
I did park here, and now my car's in here. My car's either been stolen or it's been towed. I don't know why. I haven't seen any signs around here at all. Ah, there it is. I'm assuming it's probably been towed. This really sucks. That's a sign saying that you're not allowed to park between 4 and 7 p.m. I'm sure it's gonna cost hundreds of dollars to get it out. Everybody gets their car towed. I've had a car towed before. It's not that big of a deal. But when you only have $175 and it's gonna cost $200 to get your car out of the impound, it really sucks. Maybe it was New York City's way of telling me that it's not my time.
Having earned admission to midwife school, Janessa meets with Andrew to make a clean break from breakaway.
Hey, Andy.
What's up?
Not much. You got a second?
Of course.
So, I am going to be leaving soon.
You leaving breakaway or leaving New York? What's up?
Well, both. I got into midwife school in Texas.
Why do you want to be a midwife?
It's just, I've always wanted to be a midwife.
Really?
Like, since I was
That's really
probably
cool.
like 16.
Yeah.
It's like really intense.
And how long does it take?
It's like a year program.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like,
be
I'm
great.
nervous about it because I don't really
have the money for it, but I'm gonna try and make it work.
Well, you know you can come back here anytime.
Well, thanks.
Not a
I
big
might
deal.
take you up on that.
I hope that you don't come back. I hope you become a midwife and are successful and don't need to come back here. But if you need to come back to Breakaway, Breakaway is always here.
Well, good. I appreciate that.
All
It
right.
might be, after 3 months, I might be back here trying to make money.
All right. Good for
But
you.
yeah, it's
All
crazy.
right. I always like these conversations.
All right. I'll see you later, Andy.
I will be sad to see Janessa go. She's a lot of fun, and she worked hard. She'll be missed, but if you go to something onward to something better, it's always a bittersweet moment that is happier than sad.
I'll miss, my coworkers, all the messengers that I just, run into on a daily basis. I think that's what I'll miss the most because for me, that's like what makes bike messaging so fun is sharing those experiences with my fellow bike messengers. So I'll miss that.
Janessa's not the only one who's on to bigger and better things. In his Brooklyn apartment, Greg Ugaldi is having his best morning in quite a while.
It'll be a big day. I could probably go in a little late today because I was supposed to start the painting. I feel like a kid with special privileges or something. I'm not a real illustrator or I don't have a commercial or website or business cards. I'm a folk artist. I'm an outsider artist. I've come a long way. I need a few tubes. I need some colors. At least I know I have a little bit of an audience, and I know at least 150, 200 people see it. So I'm happy with that. That's more than some artists would kill for that if they could just have that. See, I like that. $1.99. Can't beat that. Yeah, that should do it.
24.
Do messengers get a discount? For real? I have my messenger ID. I got the messenger discount for a change. There's a lot of pressure, but I'm excited and so thrilled. Everything I've done so far have been little steps, each one bigger than the next. And it's been so long building up, and now it's really gonna happen. And who knows what it could lead to.